Hey guys, it's Sammy and Nick with Operation Texas Veterans. We're so happy you guys are here. Today we are going to be rehashing what happened over the holidays, as well as having a special guest, Timothy Christensen with CrossCountry Mortgage. He's going to go over his history as well as some really good questions, because he kept saying that. Really good questions about mortgage and then how I can expand on my position as a realtor. And we do have some really big news for Nick as well. So let's get right into it. So let's start with, I think we should start with their biggest thing that happened before the holidays when we bought our new car.
Oh yeah, I bought a 2023 Dodge Durango.
Yeah. What color is it?
Destroyer gray.
And the reason why he's laughing is why? Why is destroyer the fact that you laugh that it's
Well, because I
destroyer?
was on a Destroyer and it's not even close to Destroyer gray.
That makes sense. I didn't correlate that part.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Does it need to be lighter or darker?
It's too green.
It's too green.
Navy ships aren't green, they're gray. But yeah.
Yeah. Um so when we bought our car, what
Oh, please. Make yourself at home, Baba.
because we're not in the middle of a podcast or anything.
You good? Yeah. Yeah, Bruce. Always sniffing the butts, dude. We're gonna keep waiting.
Yeah, this is hilarious. This is great content.
This is like, what the fuck is wrong? Lay down, dude.
You happy now, buddy?
You
Holly,
good?
you happy?
You good?
What?
Well, I didn't do nothing. What's wrong?
Those big gray ears. God damn it! And we're back. Okay, back to the car. When we were buying our car, Dodge did something special.
What? How?
Financing. Remember?
Oh, yeah, they changed. So they used to only have it where it was, what, active duty? Or like, I think in the first 90 days
I think so. I
out
don't
of,
know.
I think that's what I don't remember exactly. I know it was something like that. It wasn't really available to veterans, it was more active duty only. And apparently they changed it. It's open to anybody, uh, veterans with an honorable discharge.
Yes.
Anything other than dishonorable, essentially, you can get it. I think is what it said.
And what is it?
I think it's $500 cash, $500 off the purchase.
Okay.
Which doesn't sound like much, but it helps out a little bit, especially with that monthly payment.
Yes. Anything and spreading pennies far and few in between. And now we bought our car not because we needed a new car, but because we needed a bigger car.
Yes, because we couldn't all fit in the truck, and I got tired of driving two trucks around. So we sold the blue truck for a good amount, and we're able to hit the Durango in our budget.
Yes. Now that the Leafs embarrassed themselves for the second night in a row, we can move on with our lives. And our dealership is Healthman Dodge Ram Chrysler
Hoffman, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, Ram. Dodge, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Fiat.
Oh, I forgot about Fiat. Damn it.
It ends with Fiat.
It's
Um,
Healthman Dodge. Google that; it'll get you there.
off of I-10
And six
and
ten.
610. Great shop, great people. Absolutely love working with them. And our sales guy is Matt. And now our service guy is also named Matt. Two different Matts, though. Absolutely highly recommend them. They're the only people that we will go and see and talk with. Don't really want to talk to anybody else because we know the stereotype of car salesmen and it's rough. But these two gentlemen are anything but that. So, highly recommend them. Always going to give them a shout out because they've always taken good care of us. Anything to add to that?
No.
Um, shoot, Home Depot. So, how would you say that the holidays were for us? Like for
Hectic.
hectic, loud.
Have kids. Your life is loud. Deal with it.
I know it's just loud. That's the definition of having kids is loud, and it was. It was very peaceful to go outside, but it was nice having the kids there, cousins and everything, because I mean, I'm bitching about it now, them being loud, and they're not always going to be loud. So sad, but
You're annoying.
shut up.
You're
I'm a
annoying.
mom.
You're annoying. I don't even know if is it really getting me? Because no, because you have it pulled right in front of you, angled right at your face, so it wasn't picking me up at all.
It wasn't picking you up at all.
I don't think so. Not much. We'll find out. It was picking me up. See, like it picks me up. See, it's just I will be a little bit quieter. Oh, we'll figure it out on the editing end. Mike Hogger.
I pushed it in front of us.
And yo, how is it over here in front of us?
I thought it was in front of us.
This is in the middle of us right here.
Okay.
It just looks like it's on me because the camera angle.
Okay.
Yeah, duh.
Yes, I was bitching about kids being loud, and they're under 5, so of course they're going to be loud. So it was
Why?
why?
Just kidding. I'm not starting the whys. I was just kidding.
Oh, but holidays were good. Did we reach out to any veterans? Did we make a difference over this holiday break?
I'm tired. I don't know.
I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
And that's bad on us, but we need to. But we're still
also broke.
working. Yes.
And I have no income, so.
Right. We're working on it. You can only go from ground zero to go up. So, and if this is a way that we are making a difference in a veteran's life, then we did do something over the holiday.
Maybe.
And I hope we did. And we'd like your input, of course. What's it called? What new didn't your pay as a veteran go up?
Yeah, a little bit.
How much is a little bit?
Like $40, I think.
Okay.
Like a little bit.
I'm just covering all the bases.
Yeah.
Thinking all the way back.
Yeah.
What was it last weekend? No, a couple of weekends ago, the first weekend of January, there, we'll go with that. First weekend of January, we headed off to Home Depot so the kids could build a delivery truck.
Oh, yeah, the trucks.
Yes, they had a blast. Now, don't get me wrong, they had an absolute blast. Hopefully, we can maybe have like a little picture of what they were doing, like right here, maybe.
No, yeah, I can do that.
Cool. So we'll have a
Like
little
right
picture
here.
of what they did.
Right here.
Thanks.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
And afterwards, we went into Home Depot to find.
Wash our hands
We'll wash our hands
because
because
they were covered in paint.
Again, giving a almost 4-year-old and a 2.5-year-old paint
And then we went to go look for dowels.
for a closet extension because the kids need
Too
more.
much fucking clothes.
Well, look at their size of their closets. Like, it's big for an average person, but there's two, as well as there's not enough dowels in the closet, so we're adding 2 more. And we ran into was he a CB?
I think so. I think he was.
A CB that unfortunately had a really rough time when buying his house.
Yeah.
And luckily we were able to hand him out my card, letting him know that we are well versed in the VA loan and buying a house with veteran benefits and whatnot, so he doesn't feel, what would the word be? Dismissed by his service. And I think that's a good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he got screwed. It's the cat box.
Cool. Thank you.
And I think that's a good segue into my dad coming on.
Yeah.
So I'll give.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right. It's a perfect segue. So I will give a little bit of back history. So Timothy Christensen is my dad. He's been in the industry for 38 plus years, and we're going to go over that. It is. That's impressive for somebody to have the same profession for 38 years and still love it every day.
I haven't heard of it anywhere else. Nobody else in my family.
It's not easy to come by, and somebody that absolutely loves what he does. Still through every market change that you could possibly think of. This last one was a little crazy, a little different than what it's used to be, but in all, it's kind of the same as all the other ones. So we'll get right into it. Now introducing.
I am Timothy Christensen, mortgage loan officer with CrossCountry Mortgage.
And how long have you been doing loan officing?
Since Moby Dick was a guppy, 1986 is when I got into the business. Haven't left at all.
Right.
Long time.
Yes, very long time. And what would you say would be your reason for staying in the business?
It's all I know. I'm really good at it. I couldn't do anything else. And actually, of course, it really boils down to the passion that I have to help people achieve the American dream of home ownership the right way. And that's why I've been able to last throughout many different markets and with many different styles of lending that have come and gone. I just love what I do. Just love helping folks. I just given you the what I'm doing and why I'm doing, and you had said that I already got the why in there, but I can say more whys.
Why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I pointed like you didn't just hear him. It's right there.
But how did you get into the industry? Like, what direction, what eye-opening opportunity was like, okay, this is why I should go into this, or I'm just taking a chance and shooting shit?
That's an excellent question. The short story is my dad, 20 years old, and my father says, get a job, get a real job. And he knew that I was into numbers, a real nerd for that. And he knew I loved money. And he said, why don't you go do loans? Because at that time, the economy was starting to boom again. There were a lot of, we were moving from interest rates that were 14, 15, 16, 17%, moving down to 12 and 11 and 10. And there was a boom in refinances going on. So I got onto that fast track and got into lending with a savings and loan. Those are no longer around. And I liked it. Actually, then I loved it, but that's how I got into it, and why I stay in it is, again, I'm good at it and I enjoy doing it. So can't beat it.
Is there another sort of industry that you have looked at that you would want to invest in, or just sticking with the whole real estate ideal?
The passion's always in real estate because it's the again, it's the biggest investment most people make. It's a growing, it's always going to be a positive. You need a roof over your head at all times. But as far as another industry, being a stats nerd, I was always interested in being a statistician when it comes to sports and the different sports channels. So I was always thinking maybe I'll send my resume over there. But since I didn't have a degree in numbers, I just got into this, and the School of Hard Knocks has taught me everything I need to know about the economy and home loans.
And since you got in before the crash in '08, what changes did you see from when you started to '08 that created the '08 crash?
Well, luckily for me, if you want to call it lucky, there were crashes before that, and that, of course, taught me that we will always survive strange things like this. The first crash came when we had a little bit of a employment situation change throughout the country in the late '80s, early '90s, and then I watched as home prices went down and then started going up again. And I learned from that on how that the real estate market's always going to come back. If you look at any 10-year span,
Mhm.
not interest rates, property values are going to be higher than the 10 years before. That's a 10-year plan. Now, of course, we've been going straight up for a long time, but nothing really prepared me for what happened in 2008. I was with one of the two major troublemakers of that time, and I did watch how that happened. And boy, was it a learning experience. We got swallowed up by a big bank, and I became a different kind of lender where I was working with all the foreclosed properties that we had. But it was fun. It was a new experience, and just seeing again how stupid people can be. It was quite amazing. But personally, I wish I had money at the time to invest in more real estate, because I would have bought it all up
Yeah.
like a lot of people had done. But we'll never see 2008 again. I can guarantee that.
Right. And why is that coming from a lender stand?
Because the industry and the government won't allow us to do what we were doing. We were basically just lending to everybody. You had a pulse, you got a loan. If you could breathe on a mirror, you got a loan. And sometimes I'm sure if you're dead, you still got a loan. Because we were just playing the numbers and wanting, is after 9/11, of course, the 2001, where we were doing things just to make everybody happy and keep the economy going. And then it got out of hand. Now, of course, lenders have paid the price during that time period, and we're not lending to everybody, even though we do our best to do so. But if you don't have a job and you have terrible credit, and you're not going to get a loan, especially the part about not having a job.
Right.
We've got to the point where there is a certain criteria that every loan that we close must meet in order to continue. And we're doing zero down loans, but in a different way. We're doing loans for poor credit, but a different way. And we're not doing loans with people just telling us a story and not having anything to back it up. We're backing up everything we're doing.
Verify.
Verify,
Verify.
absolutely. And we're not doing those stupid loans that we were doing. I mean, these are loans that will not come back. They caused the crash in the late '80s, and then they did it again, and we'll never see those loans again. They're terrible loans. I hate
Yeah.
it.
The TV shows when they get all dressed up, suit and tie to go talk to their lender at the bank. We don't have that problem now.
No, you don't have to dress to impress. You can. It's not going to change anything. It's what's on paper and what we can verify is all that really matters. So you can be wearing your pajamas and you'll get a loan as long as you can pay it back. You got something invested in it and you pay your other bills.
And do you think that the fact that what 60% of homeowners have a large amount of equity into their home or outright own their home, do you think that has a difference that goes into um, the market crashing or not in the upcoming years?
Great question. 100%. Um, because we were lending 100% or 125% of the value of a house at that time. People did not have that kind of equity, even though we saw prices just continue to go up. Everybody just kept bidding and bidding and bidding, going higher. And then they realized that they had no skin in the game. That why keep paying on an asset that's falling? So they got out. Now with people with tons of equity, the average equity in a home is 57%. Nobody's going to walk away from that.
Right.
And they can sell it, but they're going to use that money to buy something else and still have a nice chunk of equity rather than going in, leveraging everything and not putting a down payment in there.
And what are your predictions for 2024?
If you'd asked me the same thing last year and then you revisited it, you go, man, you were wrong.
Well, so was Buffini.
A lot of people are wrong on a lot of different topics.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, everything that I see points to a much better real estate market in 2024 because interest rates are on the way down. We didn't have that pivot point in 2023 when everybody said interest rates will be lower. We didn't have a pivot point, but we had one most recently, and the Fed has said they're now going to move towards lowering interest rates. Well, basically, they've said we're not going to hike anymore, and that was the key. So the next step after not hiking anymore means lower interest rates. And what that will do, that will spur the people who have all that equity in their homes, but they have that real low mortgage, 2 or 3%.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to see interest rates maybe in the fives, and they're going to say, I could do that because people change, lives change,
Yeah.
divorces happen, weddings happen, babies happen. People got to move, and there's a pent up demand to get the heck out of where they're staying right now, and that's going to happen 2024, 2025.
Why did that pro come up?
Yeah, because apparently you have to have pro to have more time on Zoom meetings. It's gonna cut us off in 9 minutes because I don't have Zoom Pro.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't know why though.
Huh. We can always
Since
revisit it.
when?
The original invite was a Google Meet.
Do you know how to do that?
Can you do
It's
Google Meet?
practically
Because I
the
could
same.
just switch it over to Google.
I clicked it.
All right, let me keep you on here at least, and I'll have you for 9 minutes.
Okay.
We can try and get it on Google.
Is it full screen?
Is it full screen? Put you here for me. Actually, go back over there. I'm gonna end the Zoom meeting. Do you still
Okay.
have that link available?
Yeah.
Click on it.
It might not because he's in a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, we might have to close Zoom in order for it to work.
Okay. I'll wait.
Okay. Try and join off of that Google Meet link that you have.
Okay.
Fucking garbage Zoom.
That one, we're gonna go ahead and do the speakers are gonna be sound caption. do I know? What is this? People outside the host organization in any meeting rooms can also contain visitors. Oh. How do I get that to him? Can I text it to you, send it to you, and you send it to him?
Well, can
What's up?
minus it. Close meeting details. Go down to the people. Search for people. T. Christensen. No. That's fucking annoying.
It's because it's not my meeting. It's your meeting. You set it up. Tells me he's not going to be able to add. CCM.
Yeah.
Send email. You have your phone or no?
I have it. There he is.
There it goes. All right.
There. Try this
That's
again.
better. No. Oh, now you can hear us good? Good. Zoom sucks. Ah. Okay, now.
Full screen it.
Yes.
Minimize.
Cool. No.
It's fine. It's not that big. Nah.
Just trying to see anything change layout. Okay, how it works. Auto. So I think this is the most we can get.
That's fine. I think it still looks
Yeah, it
okay
still
over there.
looks good.
So.
Good. Oh, I need to change
Audio.
Yep.
For Dad.
Boom. Talk.
I am talking. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We're good to go. We are back on track.
Yes. Luckily we can
Stupid Zoom.
things.
Yeah.
Sit here and there.
No, we don't have to yell. Oh.
Nope.
Yeah, just talk normal.
Okay. What issues have you run into when dealing with VA loans?
VA loans, best loan in the world. No down, no mortgage insurance. Fantastic. What issues? None. Most recently, in the past, there were loan limits, so we couldn't use so much. And qualifying was a little tighter. You had to have really, really, really good credit way back when. But all that has become null and void. Honestly, uh, gosh, I just love the loans. So I have no issues with VA loans whatsoever.
That's good.
That's good to know.
What's the new loan limit for VA? Because I know that we upped it last year, right?
It has been increased, and there's with VA, if you do have a down payment, the loan amount could be bigger. It's tough to really tell you what a limit is. I have seen back before we were doing $1 million loans, I saw a VA loan for $1 million. So I know that it's all dependent on down payment, equity, and so on. Some calculations there. So we've got room. Bottom line is we've got room to use for most homes.
And for any reason, if a veteran or active duty service member doesn't qualify, what would make a service member or a veteran not qualify for a VA loan?
Well, on a normal basis, of course, if they don't have sufficient income to qualify, that'll boot them out. Credit scores, let's say below 580, can be a hindrance in getting a VA loan. Um, but generally, of course, if we've got a dishonorable discharge,
Mm.
that's going to take the benefits
Well,
away. So
yeah.
Yeah.
they'll know if they've got VA benefits, they can get a loan. If they
Okay.
don't have VA benefits, no loan.
As long as they have the income and all that stuff
Exactly.
to support it.
Okay.
Right.
So as far as if they have the benefit, the disqualifications would all be normal loan disqualifications.
Correct. Just as if it was FHA or conventional financing
Gotcha.
denial. Right.
And what sort of snags do you see in FHA and conventional lately?
Uh snags. We work to get those snags out of the way beforehand.
Right.
Um, I have not seen any appraisal issues, but I know that there's got to be some somewhere. If a property is not livable, so to speak, or if there's safety hazards within a house, that's going to keep us. If an appraisal is required, I'm doing loans now with 20% down, and I'm getting calls for no need for an appraisal. So we're able to bypass those scenarios on conventional loans. FHA will always need an appraisal.
Mhm.
And going back to also what snags, it's getting the appraiser out to see the property. That's a delay. I wouldn't call it a snag, but that's can be the longest time period in between from time we start to getting that appraisal. That's sometime that would be the snag, the biggest snag that I see out there. And of course, the loan limits. Um, but they're so high right now. I when I started, of course, they were about $100,000. So anything higher than
I could
that,
buy a lot back then, though.
Yeah.
I could buy a lot.
that is for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah.
But interest rates are better traditionally with the VA or FHA financing. They're a little bit more lenient when it comes to credit scores. So the snags on conventional loans would be simply if your credit score is not in the higher tier, then you might have to pay more in an interest rate. So we may want to look at FHA for that.
Okay. Um, what sort of guidelines would you advise a veteran or service member when they go to apply for a VA loan or see if they do qualify? Um, not really understanding the market, they don't really get what to do, but they want to own a home. What sort of guidelines would you advise for them?
Great question, and that's one of the reasons why I love what I do, is I take a personal interest in their lives. I'm not a quantity kind of loan officer. I'm more of a quality loan officer where I want to sit down with them and make sure that they know exactly what they're getting into, because as homeowners like yourself will know, there's always something that needs to be done around the house. So you don't want to stretch yourself too far out there because there's going to be an expense somewhere down the line. And of course, with the insurance and taxes going up, things can get quite expensive. So I like to sit down, work out a budget, discuss the scenario, get a comfort level monthly payment, see what they're used to paying if they're paying rent, so we can compare that to the house payment. If somebody's paying $500 for rent, and now they're going to go to a $2,000 house payment, I want to make sure that they know that. Uh,
Whew.
but during the process, it's all about not doing anything. Don't make any changes. Live a completely vanilla life. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, little microwave popcorn. Don't go out to eat. Don't buy a new car. Don't spend all your money. That kind of thing like that. And please pay your bills on time during escrow. That's
Yes.
important.
Oh, escrow. Yeah, don't do anything.
The escrow period, yeah.
Like as little spending as
Right.
possible during
I
escrow.
remember we couldn't do anything either
Yes.
Yeah.
when we were going through the whole process. It was like 2 years that we were talking to Tim
Yeah.
and
That's right.
yeah.
I'm like the crossing guard. Got the whistle and the
Don't blink.
stop.
um, what's it? Do you know what you have to have in a house when you go to buy a house with the VA loan? Like, do they still have to have a working stovetop in order for that house to qualify for the VA loan?
For the VA appraiser, right? Like,
Yes.
Right, exactly. And just think health and safety. If there's no stove, that means there's some pipes or gas nozzles that are sticking out. That's a no-no. That we can't do. Um, VA will want to. They won't want to see any cracks in the slab, especially if you don't have a tiling or flooring. They're going to see the slab
no.
like that. So that's really, it's just boiled down to it. If you walk into a house and you're looking at it and saying, "Oh, this is a lot of work to do," VA's not going to like it.
Or this is
I
not
can't do
safe.
it.
Like electrical panels would
Yeah.
Yeah, you know your electrical stuff. That's super
outlets, old
important.
outlets, those kind of things they would probably tell you to replace or you can't get it.
Very, very possible. Again, it's health and safety. If you're going to cause a fire with that electric box, that's a problem. And you can still buy it, but it'll have to be replaced prior to, and you can't do it. The veteran can't do it because you don't own the home yet, and the seller probably doesn't want to do it.
Right.
So
Right.
that's a juggling kind of thing. That
Makes sense though.
What have you seen on inspection reports that has delayed loans?
uh, the biggest things that I've seen, roofs.
Yeah.
When they go up there, it's going to depend more on the inspector and so on, which I prefer that they be as nitpicky as possible just to protect the buyer. Roofs, leaks, stained ceilings, even if it's been repaired. I always say if it's been repaired, please paint it, please repair it. I don't want to see that brown stain up on the ceiling because then we have to go out and get a certification on the roof to make sure it's not leaking. Um, and of course, bugs, termites, all those wonderful things can come into play too. And if they're chewing up the outside of the house, it's not necessarily a good thing. In the old days, we used to say that the termites actually held the house up, and they all just stood around holding hands. And if you really poke around in there, then they're all going to stop holding hands, and the home's going to fall down.
Hey, just don't touch them.
Don't want that.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's roofs, leaks, anything like that, because they're also insurance companies are huge on that too. So
Yes.
that's what I've seen.
Can I have my notebook back,
No.
please? Thank you.
Fine.
Now, into your personal business, what is your time blocking like? Do you time block or do you just go with, okay, I need to get this stuff done today? And if I get it done, I get it done.
I'll get things done. If I say I'm going to get things done, it's going to be done. My time blocking is not the greatest. I should be a better time manager. That's one of the things
all
I'll
should.
do better this year.
We all should.
But I take pride in responding to phone calls or emails or texts and make sure that everything gets done. If it's a little late, I'll probably pop in there and say, I'll get back to you. Trust me, I'll get you that answer. Um, but yeah, I can be I'm a perfectionist and I like to do things myself. So there can be times when if I'm working on a loan, I'm going to be tied up for a good 30, 45 minutes before I can get back to folks, but I will always get back to folks.
So you make the emails and phone calls and texts a priority over a lot of different things, such as like driving.
Yeah. Um, I would say I do block out time to do what we call prospecting, where I'm going to meet real estate agents and connecting with them, whether by phone, face to face, or by email, making those appointments and getting to know them. Plus, of course, just reaching out to past customers and making sure that they know that I'm out there for them to help them. I will always spend time like that for the clients, but most of the time, yeah, a priority. Make sure that all the work gets done that needs to get done, and all responses are made. I feel bad if I'm late by an hour, but I'll get back to them for sure.
What would you say that your lead generation is like?
Being an old loan officer, it was a 38 years coming up in June 10th, but nobody's counting. Um, my lead generation is mainly done through my past customers. So I talk with them on a consistent basis, especially ones that I like the most, because they'll refer family, friends, and of course they'll make their own changes. There have been some customers of mine that I've helped buy 5, 6, 7 homes over this time period. It's great. I love the loyalty and the trust. Other lead generation is speaking directly with realtors and gaining their trust and loyalty by doing the right thing, doing the job right, returning their calls. A lot of them just want their calls returned. Okay, that's pretty simple. I can do that. Um, and I also do a little bit of internet advertising through Zillow and other places where if folks want some information, I'm going to get a little pop up, and I'll reach out to them and see if I can help out.
Okay. And on the being an older into the industry, there we go. Words are not there.
Yeah.
What would you advise me to do in the sense of lead generation? What have you seen work for your agents that you work with?
It comes down to networking. The more people you know, the more opportunities you'll have, and the more people that you know you, like, and trust you, the more generation of leads you'll get. Cold leads, I've never liked that. Cold calls, I've never liked.
Oh, man.
Nothing is better than getting a warm handoff from a friend, an associate, a past customer. And then that's just do your best job you possibly can for them. And it actually will just start happening over and over and over. You got to be on your toes, but it happens. It's the best way.
We got to get one first.
Well, if we could get one of
We got to get one, and then
friends
they'll keep coming.
to keep
Yeah.
talking.
See? It'll be
But
fine.
also the networking. Go out and talk to the locals. Join groups that you can just meet folks, and you'll build rapport with one or two, and that's all you need to get started.
Car shows. Start doing
Yes,
car
if they
shows.
would stop being so darn
Well, if
early
you let
in
me
the
buy
morning.
a car and I can build a car, and then we have all of the reasons to go.
Just go with Tony with
I don't
his
want to
new
go with
car.
it. That's not mine.
Well, you just bought a new car. You should have
No.
a relationship with the person
I
you
want
bought
an
the.
old car.
I know. I'm talking about the new car.
It's not impressive.
Yeah, but
It's a mom car.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a-
the car's fine.
it's a
But the
dad
person
car.
who sold you the car, you gave them business, so
Oh, yeah.
there's some reciprocation coming back.
yes,
Put it out
and
there.
since we're on the podcast, I will follow up with you on that information because he's a potential client for both of us.
Yes, actually, yeah. He just renewed his rent, but
That's okay.
Yes. That is the most that we can go into on the podcast.
yeah,
recording.
that's why I said it
Yeah.
just removed it. That's what I got.
What is your follow-up process like if you get like a warm lead from a friend?
I cap it at 3. I will reach out to the referral if it's not, if I haven't met them already. Reach out by phone, by text, by email, up to 3 times. And if they're not going to get back to me, then they're seriously not interested. And then I know that when the time does come, they'll be ready. But I can be a bulldog when it comes to follow up. If people have asked me questions, I make sure that I get the answer. Then I'm probably going to follow up and say, make sure they got the answer, so that I can generate more questions that way. I want to be front and center in their minds for that. But I will limit to it.
That also makes sure they like you're checking to make sure they understood the answer. Kind of makes them go, oh, he really cares.
Yeah.
Exactly, because lenders can speak a different language for sure, and I put it in as plain a language as possible. When I started in the business, I wanted to treat all the customers like my folks. I wanted my folks always to be taken care of. And then as I got older, all my customers became brothers and sisters. So I wanted them treated right. Now, of course, they're my kids and my grandkids, and I treat them as I would want to be treated and make sure that they get treated well.
So how many So, let's go with a cold lead that you got from Zillow, because like they're not the warmest of leads.
Yeah.
How many touches do you do?
In the first, there will be at least one a day, sometimes twice in the first day. But I'll reach out without a response. I'll go 5 times. Um, Basically more in the first 2 days and then a week later. And if they simply are not interested, that's okay. I won't bug them anymore. But that's about, you got to cap it because I've got other clients that I've got to work for, and I don't want to spend time on something that's they're simply not interested. So I'll move on.
Okay. So I need to go through my database.
um, I have a question.
Yes.
My brain works. Besides the ease of the VA loan, why do you like working with veterans?
I can't really say that they're any different than any other client, but deep down, there's that one thing they've done that nobody else has done, and that's sacrificed for the good of the people. And you know, they put their, I didn't do it, so they're ahead of me, and they're taking care of other folks. So I really want to kind of be better than anybody else for them. It's hard to say. I don't want to say that I treat other customers poorly. I don't, but
Right, right.
for the veteran, it's they've made a certain sacrifice, and I think I need to go to the ends of the earth to make sure that they're taken care of.
Awesome.
Have you ever dealt with a VA assumption loan?
I have helped people through VA assumptions because assumptions, of course, they're an existing loan that is sitting out there with some lender, and if it's not me, it's not the company I'm working for, then I really can't help much. But I take an approach to where, hey, if you've got questions and you're not sure what the answers are from the other people that you're talking to, because they're just nothing against them, but they're numbers people. They're not sales folks and
Yeah.
they're caring as much. I want to make sure that they get their answers properly relayed to them because they'll be in different language and I don't know what this person says, but I'm afraid to ask again. Feel free to ask me. And I like to walk people through it and tell them the ins and outs of what they're getting. If they have paperwork to look at, let me take a look at it and see if there's something bad that's going to happen to them in a year or two with the loan that they're assuming.
I don't know what a VA assumption is.
I just had a class on it. It's isn't it where essentially if we wanted to market our house as a VA assumption loan that somebody literally just goes, "Okay, I will take that." And it could be a civilian in a
Yes,
sense,
yes.
and it's just wiped off your hands and where
Somebody
you
else.
can go and get a new VA loan but walk away from the current situation. Is it not?
And you
It
lose the house too, right? I mean,
Yeah, you'd be selling your house and essentially selling your loan.
Right. And in a situation like yours, um, and where you might find a positive and a negative is that you've got a great interest rate on your loan right now, but how much is your loan compared to what your home value is? Because that person that's coming in will have to come up with that big chunk of your equity in there to assume and take over your loan. That'd be a great opportunity for them because that interest rate's so low. But if they don't have the money, then they're going to have to lend some other kind of
so
financing. So a second mortgage would have to go on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it might not be so great. But the benefit, of course, is that if you have that lower interest rate, you can market your home and you'll have a home that's more um,
desirable.
desirable, great word, and for a potential buyer when interest rates are in the sixes and they can get something in the twos and threes, they're going to jump
Yeah.
over that. But all they're getting is that loan that's existing there. So the equity it can
Still
be
has to come up from there. So the loan
yeah,
would come out of my name, go into their name, but then they would still have to come up with my equity.
correct.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And that's why it's a big thing following this whole surge of 2020 COVID BS.
I just never heard it. I haven't heard it yet. I'm still in school.
That's
So
where my class was.
so I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
And I was just very confused with it. most of it, because I was just like, okay, well, what's the definition first? Like, they kind of just went into how to market VA assumptions, and I'm like, okay, what
Well,
is
yeah,
the
it's kind of like
benefit of
you
this,
just
and what's the
did.
process?
You started talking to him about it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know what that means.
Well, if you really want to get down to it, when a person buys a home, they're really going to be looking at that monthly payment. How much is
Mm-hmm.
it going to cost me?
Oh yeah.
So if you've got a low interest rate first mortgage on it, then the value of your home is actually higher when they buy it. So they're more apt to pay higher for you. So it's great for the seller because you're going to get more money out of it, so to speak, because the payment's still going to be lower than if they bought your home, got a regular loan at 6% and
Right.
put 20% down. It's going to be much
Their
more
their
high.
buyer their buying power would be lower,
Right.
right?
Yes.
If they wanted the same monthly payment, they wouldn't be able to buy as much.
Exactly. And that's why it's great to have that interest rate. But again, it was when the loan amount was smaller. And can they come up with the down payment? That's the
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, because ours is
Ours is great.
yeah
Yes.
yeah it's doing good.
Ours is great. Builders. New build, since we are in Houston,
New build
and
Warzone.
the builders are the ones that kind of push the inventory either up or down. How do you work alongside that?
That's a tough one because builders will have their own, they typically will have their own mortgage company. And then on top of that, they will incentivize the buyer to go with their mortgage company by giving them $10,000, $5,000 in upgrades or closing cost coverage. If you use their lender, you don't get it if you don't use their lender. So
Right.
it's a cooperative kind of plan that will probably keep me out most of the time, 95% of the time. Otherwise, if they simply don't like the lender or that lender happens to be offering them terms that not as attractive as what I have, or they don't have products that that I have that the buyer must have, then that's where I can come in on it. But competing with the builder's lender on a builder property, that's tough. It's been tough. And hey, there's plenty of loans out there for everybody. It's okay. I'll let them have that one. I'll work with the resale one. But builders are few and far between, unfortunately for me.
Yeah. Does cross country, right? It's cross country. No.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cross country.
My brain is going to all the different companies for some
It's
reason.
it's cross country.
Yeah.
Do they have any contracts with any builders throughout the United States?
And that's a great question, and I should have brought that up earlier as well. Yes, cross country does. However, they are protected. So the loan officers for cross country that have negotiated to get that builder contract, they're going to be their in-house lender, but they got to be used that loan officer. Now, I'd much rather have a buyer go to cross country than anywhere else. Whether it's me or not is okay with me. So if there's a customer that I'm working with you and they see a new build and they want to get it and it's cross country, I'm just going to hand it on over to them. Oh, no questions asked.
What builders do you know?
The list is constantly changing, and I can pull
Okay.
it up and see which ones we've got. I should have done that before for sure, but I'll get that for you.
Okay. Awesome.
Just because I
That's
know that, like across the street,
Yeah.
brand new and
this is really
everything.
good for us to know as
Yes,
going into what we're doing.
because at least it would it essentially be a referral? Then you've already done up all the paperwork, and hey, here you go. And would you get a referral fee out of that? Would you negotiate that?
I probably wouldn't, and I don't know if that's the proper way of saying it, but I'm not going to be looking for it because that loan officer, I believe in the law of reciprocation. It's going to come back to me anyway. Because I've worked with builder loan officers who have been kind enough to send a resale client back to me because I've sent my client to the new build. So I'd much rather do it that way.
Okay. With across the street, we have Village Builders, which is a sub company of Lennar. the builder that built Rocky and Carol's house.
Right.
Um,
They're
Perry
everywhere.
Homes, Weston Homes, Sitterell, Sitterle. So I don't really
Okay.
know exactly how to pronounce that one. And David Weekly is in the Grand Prairie.
Okay.
They are monstrous homes. They're massive looking, and they have like the really steep roofs. Like compared to ours, we are like big old targets for hail, while their houses are like itty bitty,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
no
we have way more
issues.
surface area.
Yeah.
Stuff
And
will
then
slide off a lot faster.
yeah.
Yeah, the angle will just make it go pink instead of
Yeah.
bonk.
Um, Coventry just started selling Jubilee, which is the neighborhood that's attaching to us directly,
By
not
the
across the
freeway,
street.
by the freeway.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
yeah, in the field between us and the freeway is where it is. So they're building between us and the freeway, and then so we'll be able to just go out of our neighborhood that way through that
Okay.
neighborhood to the freeway.
Okay.
And eventually we should be able to go through Grand Prairie to go to the gas station.
Which is another part of the freeway.
Just down like what, like 2 miles?
So they're taking our main entrance and just bringing them both back to the freeway.
But you're losing the field with all the cows. Whether there's
No,
cows in there
well,
or not.
as of now, there's no plans for that yet.
Okay.
The
Okay.
cow
Not
field, because the
at the
cows are still there.
Yeah, and that's probably stage 1 or 2, not 1 or 2, 2 or 3 of Jubilee, because that's being developed by Johnson Development Company.
Okay.
And they take their sweet time, which is nice.
Yeah.
I like my cows during the winter months.
Yeah.
And they like to have things like perfect before they start even like
Oh.
building the model homes.
Abby loves those cows.
Got to keep their
And
reputation. Yeah.
yeah, they are big on their reputation. They have, I don't even know how many active developments going on in the greater Houston area. They're massive. But the development company that's across the street, they just transferred it. Concourse transferred it over to Ember, which is a newer company, and which is why their website took forever and a half for them to develop, where it was actually working. It was not very consumer friendly. So that it's different for sure, those two neighborhoods,
Yeah.
and then our itty bitty homes in our itty bitty neighborhood out in the bumfuck Egypt.
Yeah, but they're not worth the itty bitty amount of money, and they're constantly going up still. So I mean,
Yes.
our house is
Close to
around the same
3.
price range that they're selling those ones at.
Yes,
So
especially village builders.
yeah, but I mean like comparison from our house to the ones they're selling across the street, it's about the same price range.
Mm-hmm. Which is
So
what
I
I was
mean,
telling everybody in the neighborhood.
I'm not upset, and then we don't have the property taxes, so
Yeah.
so you know the more value for us, just for us, is just more equity. I don't have that monthly payment increase every time our home goes up.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for Nick, since he's just going through real estate school to get his license?
Best advice: be a sponge and ask every question you possibly can. Don't think that there's any dumb questions, because there aren't any. The dumb questions are the ones you don't ask, as they say. And if you're good at taking notes, take notes. I'm a pen and paper kind of guy, so I always put notes down, so I can refer back to them. But yeah, just be open to opportunities. If you find a good, trustworthy mentor, follow what they say. If they suggest you do something, you go, really, that's going to be good, go for it. But if they're not trustworthy, then they're playing jokes on you. Don't do it.
Makes sense.
Like our meeting yesterday, like no take what she was saying with a grain of salt, but she's advising us to go and talk with Kristen Mann and Todd, the Scott properties, So I
Yeah,
need to
but
schedule
you
a
said
time
you
with
had
him.
already done that.
The only ones that I haven't talked to were the Scots. I have not talked to them, but I've talked to all of the other couples in the office. Um Kristen Mann is the OP in the office, operating principal.
Yeah.
And her husband works alongside her as well as her best friend. They have the Man Group properties, but their dynamic with how they work is so much more different than ours and how we just automatically operate.
Okay.
Um the only couple that I don't know how they operate in the office are the Scots. I don't know how they operate, but they are also a little bit more on the bougie side. So
Okay.
I
And
don't.
definitely, you got to mirror successful people.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with doing that. So if it's a change to what you're doing, then I would advise that. That would be a good way to do it.
Or eventually take a little bit of theirs and a little bit of theirs and a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of theirs and come up with our own and see if it
Yeah.
works, you know?
Right. I think that we do closely resemble the Montgomerys. They're just on the older generation as well as younger in their relationship. They met when she was the OP in the office.
Okay.
So once she came off of the OP status, is my understanding is when she came off of that status, then they actually got together as a couple. So she was no, she said that she was his boss at one point
Okay.
when they were dating. So, but they've been married for like 5 years now, I think.
Okay.
But they are on an older generation plus older real estate generation. So they've been in the business longer before they got together. So that our situation is also really different.
Yeah.
And Mary
Everybody.
was saying that yesterday because like she was saying like most times when somebody comes on, somebody new adds to the team goes to that person. They have all the transactions going through that one person. Since KW sees couples as one,
Right.
and
But
we were explaining like okay, but the VA will then take away his disability.
not
Not
necessarily, but it
necessarily.
would cause questions. The more money I make, the more money we claim as taxes in my name, the more chances they're going to go, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing?
That's why you need a small corporation.
So what we're going to do is just put it all in her name.
And if we add any more people, then I can see us opening up an LLC.
Well, it really just depends on the income. If we get enough income and our CPA decides or recommends it, we're gonna do
Yeah.
it then. So
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
just depends on what happens and how the CPA which we need to find.
I
One.
I
I know
have
you have
the
that, but
contact information from Mary from
we still
yesterday.
have to find one
Yes.
Good.
because we got to interview them and make sure they like them because the last two sucked.
Yeah. It was rough. I'll say that.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like with the doctor. You're not gonna like every doctor you go to. You're
Or
not gonna like
hospital.
every loan officer or real estate agent you meet.
Exactly.
Just gotta
Everybody's
find,
different.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't always like you.
I know.
Yeah.
The last agent that we worked with, we didn't necessarily like either.
Oh, our
On
agent?
both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, none of us liked her.
But
But that's not the point.
Yeah, that's not the point.
That was just like okay, let's do this quickly so you can get out of my life, you know?
Go away. Did you ever tell him that you no longer wanted to be in contact with him or take me off
Yeah.
your list? Okay.
Yeah, I had to block him because he ignored it.
We could have
Yeah.
actually. There's other things that you could do because that goes against Trek. Yeah, there's new regulations with LLCs and Trek, so it's weird right now.
Okay.
So
Get the right CPA and then you'll be taken care of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had those questions because I saw those new changes and I was like, okay, Mary, but what changes and is it more difficult? And she was just like, talk to your CPA. Like, don't worry about it right now. Okay.
Just sell real estate.
Right. Yeah, she's like, before he comes on, do you plan on having any transactions? I was like, I love to.
You got any leads?
What do you got for me, Mary? But no, that's not her position. Her position is growing and retaining and assisting the agents in the office. And she's been very forthcoming with me.
Good.
So,
Growth and retention is good.
yes. And I say that she needs to work on the retention a little bit more. We've had a lot of agents leave this last year,
Yeah.
but
It was a transitional year for a lot of places.
yeah,
Well, I mean, like we heard at the office, a 12-year real estate veteran has had his worst year last year. So,
yeah,
I mean, not really so much as the agents. It's more. I think it's more just the market was
Yep.
a nightmare.
we had one of our biggest teams last year leave and go to another KW office.
Oh,
And then one of our, I would say, friend,
Who,
Paul.
Yeah.
Paul and his wife left our office and went to a different KW office as well.
okay.
I mean, who else left? There was like throughout the year it was like they left? They left? What's going on? So that's where like the retention was really odd last year. There was a lot of headbutting, I would say. But I think that had to do with the market since Jared had a bad year last year, but Kristen Mann had the best year that she ever had in the last 10
Yeah.
years.
Oh, wow.
So,
Some do. Yeah.
Well, she took them all then. But she just knows a lot of people, so I mean.
she's worked her farm for the last 3
Exactly.
years and finally it turned out. So,
Yep. An overnight success in 3 years. Exactly.
right.
It does take time.
I think she did like $30 million last year. And I'm like,
Yeah. That's tremendous.
okay, thanks.
Yeah.
And like her why right now is to buy up vacation homes and like have Airbnbs. But then Airbnbs are going through issues
Uh-huh.
within the cities and it's like don't think that's really a smart idea right
I
now.
think a rental homes would be better.
Yeah, she's going back and forth. She works
Even if you like buy like throughout the country, get a rental company each house is, that you're still
Yeah.
gonna make more money, more passive income that way. You won't get the full potential, but then you don't have to deal with all the maintenance and all that other crap. You just let them take care of all of it and collect the check.
yeah.
That's where my brain is.
Yeah,
Airbnbs just seem so much more work.
And they were hot and then Airbnb's been doing things and VRBO is now or Verbo.
BRB, yeah.
They're now trying to take over Airbnb's issues because they're more structured. That whole hospitality industry,
it's a different world.
it is. And
Yeah.
then it still coincides with the real estate industry. And you're like, but it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
What advice would you give me in attempting to get over the fear of rejection when I'm calling? Because I gotta do all my calls.
Gotta do all your
Or out in public and someone doesn't want to take her card or says no thank you, she shuts down. So that's what
Yeah.
she's referring to. Not just calls.
All you can do, the easiest way is just remember you're going in with nothing. So if you leave with nothing, nothing changes. Uh, you're going to get 99 no's before you get that one yes. And then you can celebrate that one yes, but just be okay with those 99 no's because it's just not the right time for them either. But really, it boils down to, and what you got to learn is that, and what I've done, I've gone into a real estate office. I said to 15 realtors, "Hey, do you need a loan?" And they say no. I said, "Well, when I left and went and had lunch. I left with the same amount of stuff that I had before. So be happy that you're getting at least responses. If they just walk right past you, then okay, then they're just rude. But just celebrate every no that you get because you know you're closer to the next yes.
Okay.
And don't take it personal.
I think that's
It's
the
not
hardest
personal. It's not a personal no. Like he
Nope.
said, it just might not be a good time for them.
part. Right.
That doesn't mean no to you, just means not right now.
Yeah.
It's not personal.
Definitely not personal. Because they're saying no to the next person that comes by, and the
Right.
next one, and the next one, and the next one. They're just saying no.
What sort of scripts do you use with your not met leads? So essentially, like your cold or kind of warm leads.
Uh
Let's say one of my friends. I have a random friend I haven't talked to in years, and they want to buy a house, and I send them your way. How would you contact them? Right? Is that what you're asking?
No, script. Like, okay, what do you say to get them to
How would you
engage?
contact them? Right? What would you say on the phone or
Yeah,
through voicemail? What would be your
script.
typical verbiage for a new client?
well, of course, I will note the referral source because I never want to have anybody questioning why the heck is this guy calling me, um, and tell them exactly what that referral source has given me, and then let them tell me about it. Because let's say, for instance, I got this guy and he's thinking about buying a home, but he's never talked to a lender before. I'll reach out and say, "Hi, I'm the guy that loans money when you buy a home," and I ask a bunch of personal questions. I get to know everything about you, and that's how you get your home. Tell me about your situation, where you want to be, and how you want to do it. And then that gives them the opportunity to expand on it. And if they're deathly afraid of telling me anything, then I'll say I understand, but just know it goes into my ears and it stays in my ears and doesn't get told to anybody else. And I don't do business with documents. Everything is virtual as far as everything's on the computer. Nothing gets printed. Your identity is 100% safe with me, and I'm only going to do whatever is most comfortable for you. But and just let them know that it's not the end of the world if you don't qualify, and it's actually scarier if you do because then you got to buy that home.
Right. Your question because we talked about it
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah. Why does the buyer pay the seller's agent? No, why does the seller pay for the buyer's agent? Because, and I'm only asking because I wouldn't pay if I got a divorce. I wouldn't pay for my ex-wife's lawyer. So why would I pay for the seller's agent?
I mean, the buyer's agent.
Yes, this
But,
why would
well,
the seller pay for the buyer's agent?
technically, the seller is not. The seller has agreed with their representative, their realtor. They're going to pay them X percent. Let's just use the round number that everybody knows, 6%. Then technically, it's up to that agent there to decide what they want to offer the buyer's agent. So
Mm.
the seller is going to pay their representative the full 6% or whatever they negotiate, and then that the seller's agent basically pays the buyer's agent
That makes
a
more sense.
portion of their commission. So if it's 6 and they do 3 and 3, great. If they do 2 and 4, they're going to get a lot more happier buyer's agents in there because they're going to get paid more, but then they make less. So it's more of a decision from the seller's agent.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
See, and I'm just really bad at explaining it. It
Well,
explains it in the
as soon as
contract.
you said the 6% with the yeah, I got it. So in other words, buyer's agents don't necessarily need to negotiate a percentage with their agent. A buyer doesn't need to negotiate that because they're going to get that from the seller's agent.
It's out of the buyer's hand. The buyer literally does not pay their agent. Of course, there's the lawsuits that we've had to deal with, and we don't know what the changes will be. Hopefully, it won't happen. Um,
Yeah.
but
Right.
it's
So in other words, the buyer doesn't pay for their own agent, the seller pays for the agent. It's negotiated through the real estate agent, but it still comes from the equity of the home that the
comes from the equity
seller.
home, comes from the proceeds, comes. It's going to be on the seller's side of the closing statement that they
Yes.
paid X. But since they've already agreed to pay 6%, let's say, it's not going to be more than 6%. So how it gets divvied up is between the two agents. Well,
Makes
the
sense.
seller's agent is going to go out there and say, I'm offering this one at 3% to the buyer's agent. That's it.
And the buyer's representation form that is on the Texas Realtors, um, there is a conversation that you have with the compensation. So essentially, one of the listings in our neighborhood, the compensation put on the MLS was 2% to the buyer's agent. And if you, at least this is what I'm told in the office, if you've negotiated with your buyer that I'm going to show you homes, period. My fee is 3%. And if we sign in a contract to buy a house and they're only willing to give me 2%, I'm still going to need you to pay that 1% to me. Does that affect the loan?
Does not affect the loan. Bottom line is, of course, the buyer's agents trusting the fact that they're going to come up with that cash. So if they use all their cash to buy their home, then there's probably going to be a problem there. But it won't affect the loan because, again, that's probably going to be what we're going to see the changes come up thanks to the lawsuits. But it's that's a fine line that I'd rather not talk about. Let the experts do that. The you guys, the realtors who do the negotiation side on there. I know that of course, there's buyer representation forms that say if you happen to find a property without me, that's a trouble, and you're saying you're going to work with me, and then all of a sudden you're working with somebody else, then I can fire you. There's a lot of things that go out there. I just leave that to them.
Back to the loan question.
Yeah.
I know other loans allow you to add value to your loan to cover the cost of, like, say, car loans. If I'm backwards on my car loan, they'll apply that backwards debt into the new loan. They do it. It shouldn't be done, but they do it.
Okay.
Now, could you attack on, let's say the seller won't pay the 6%. They're only going to pay their real estate agent 3%. And obviously the buyer has to work it out with their agent, but could they tack that onto the loan?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, that's yet to be seen with all the lawsuit stuff then, yeah?
Right.
Got it.
And if you think about it, of course, especially first-time home buyers, they're just scratching and clawing to get enough of the down payment. You have to throw in another 3%. That might just kill the market itself. So to me, of course, the lawsuit's terrible. It's affecting low-income first-time home buyers. Certain demographics throughout the nation will be affected by it, and it's only going to hurt those people, and those are the people that we want to raise up rather than push down. So it's a fine line. They better fix it.
So somebody complained that they were having to pay the seller's agents or the buyer agents, right? That's what the lawsuit was?
That we were steering them only to MLS properties that were advertising us the higher percentage in compensation, which is against fiduciary duties as a realtor, as well
yeah,
as...
but that doesn't mean other realtor agents aren't
right.
crappy
But
people.
those people are the ones that, like, Trek will go and get out. We're done. We fine you with a ton of money. You owe us all this money, and we'll find every which way thing that is wrong with you.
In the past, loans were worked that way. I was paid more to do an FHA loan than a conventional loan. So there was always opportunities to steer people into that. Luckily, of course, they did away with that one. I never agreed with it, but they were doing that. It's human nature. You see that listing and you see a 1.5% to the buyer's agent, and you go, I don't want to show that one, but you have a duty to do that. And yeah.
So I understand that by offering to pay the 6% real estate agent fees for both parties, it opens up the market to more buyers.
Absolutely.
That was the whole point of that, I'm assuming. Yes. Is that it had more people could buy homes.
Yes.
Right. In some markets, of course, the
So I
average commission is
understand.
5 or 4. But
I understand now why. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Got it.
As well as like our contracts as realtors, we spell it out. This is where this is going, this is where this is going, and I will show you irregardless of how much I'm getting paid. And everything is negotiable. Everything is negotiable.
right.
Period, point blank. I mean, we tried to negotiate them to fix the window that had a rock hit it. And they're like, no, but here's money. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's still sitting with a huge giant crack in it.
Because we can't find the windows to replace the
No.
window.
Because it was built like LGI. I am a real estate agent. I love all new home builders. So, yeah, I show no favoritism to any of them.
No.
Put that on record.
Just you're being recorded, so
I know, and I'm putting that on record.
And it's only natural, of course. Like if you saw no compensation to the buyer's agent, I'm not going to show it. But then that's when you say, look, they can't pay me. I can't write a contract for you because I'm putting my liability out there with no compensation. Good luck. Go take a look at it. And if you have any questions, I'll help you on that side. But I can't write the offer for you because it's not in my best interest either.
no, for now. But if they change things, then it could be different in the future, where you have to create a new contract with your buyers so to make sure they can pay you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That might have to happen, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
I understand why you're so scared of the lawsuit. And I also understand why they wanted the lawsuit, because in my brain, why would I pay for my opponent's agent? I mean, more consumer based because I'm still in school, so my brain's more for my own, it's my equity. Why would I
Yeah.
give somebody more of my equity? They should pay for their own representation. So I get both sides. It's
Yeah.
kind of screw with the market, but
Then
And
don't agree to 6%. Then agree to only 3.
right,
Yeah.
right. My only argument is that not necessarily everybody asks the right questions. And
Yeah.
it's on them, yes, but
And that's why we go through contract class after contract class after contract class to explain clear as day, because that is a fiduciary duty to represent
right.
them.
It sounds like real estate. Some real estate agents were really crappy and
Yeah.
are now screwing over everybody else.
Like some racist cops versus not so bad cops. Or
We'll go with corrupt cops.
Good doctors and bad doctors. Yeah.
yes. Or good hospitals and terrible hospitals.
Yeah.
Good dog,
on-
bad dog.
What?
Good dog, bad dogs.
So
Good dog. Don't be over there. And the bad dogs.
Yeah.
Wait, where's the
Me?
cats? Yeah, look at Javi's like, I'm not bad dog.
I wag my tail.
You're bad dog.
Little dog.
Bad dog. Javi, come down. Uh-oh. You gotta
Yeah, why would you talk to him? Why?
'Cause it's
He's
funny.
gonna get
move
loud.
your head. It's funny. Look at him. Javi. It's Pop Pop.
Goodbye.
No, he's trying to figure out how to come over here.
Bless you.
Up.
Hey, doggy.
Oh, boy.
Dog, rub those ears. Oh, yeah. That's good.
Look at how white his ears are.
Let's see.
He's so white. He's so sad. He used to have a brown face.
Old
Yes,
man. You're getting old.
Yeah, he's gonna be 10 this
You need
No.
to get another bath.
year. 9.
You need a bath.
Yeah, he does.
You oily again.
What's it called? What did you do before lending?
I pumped gas for about 5 hours. Then I was in retail selling Hallmark cards.
Stay for 5 hours.
Yes, let's dive into that story.
I mean, I feel like now, like, this might be useful footage, but it might not, but it's funny. So I'm interested.
Funny.
What, in the 5-hour pumping gas deal?
Yeah, I need to know what this is about.
Well, I didn't get paid for it. I was just pumping gas, doing my job, and I happened to leave a pump in a lady's car and said, "You're done." And she took off.
Oh, so you got fired? Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I was let
they
go.
didn't pay you for the 5 hours.
Yeah, because it probably cost him a little bit more to fix that pump.
Okay, I think you got a little scotch free out of that. That makes sense.
He's got insurance.
It's like Cody. He put diesel in a gas truck.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that
I
could be.
mean, to be fair, there was not labeled. It was an aftermarket cab. There's like 4 of them on the truck because you got 2 hydraulics. It was really confusing.
Very.
But if
But
you ask somebody else that knew the truck, they're like, it wasn't confusing. I don't know what you're talking about.
well, I mean, it was a 2-month employee versus a 3-year employee, so
I know.
Or five.
Anyways,
Yeah.
people make mistakes. It happens
Yeah. With the
all the time.
Hallmark cards, do you think that your experience with that position readied you for the real estate industry?
Great question. Because, yeah, the answer is 100% yes. I spent so much time talking to customers, being a favorite source for them. They come to me with the questions no matter who was there. And I managed people and did inventories and did stocking and gosh, everything that comes with it. I learned how horrible retail is to work in, but it taught me a lot about working with people and pleasing people and what the good things to say and some of the things you don't want to say unless you absolutely have to. But yeah, it was a great experience. It seems like it went on forever, but it was only a couple of years, but it was great.
And you wanted to own a Hallmark store at one point, didn't you?
I thought that was going to be the future. Let's have our own shop because my dad, of course, had his shop. So I said, I want to be self-employed. I want to get my own shop there. And luckily, of course, we didn't because have you seen where a Hallmark store is these days?
Nowhere.
We have like boutique card shops, but they have like other stuff in them, so they're not just cards like
I
Hallmark
don't
cards.
even know like what. I can't picture the store you worked in. All I picture is the dainty little Hallmark shops they have now. Like I don't know what Hallmark looked like when you worked at Hallmark.
Right. Oh yeah. We had a section for stuffed animals. We had a section for statues. We had the section for boxed Christmas cards. That was the one I was always in charge of. And of course, all your sorted different cards that cost anywhere from 50 cents to 75 cents. Some were 80 cents. You can't find that anymore.
No,
Like 10
not
bucks
even the
a card.
Dollar Tree.
You know how long it's been since I've bought a card at all? I
I
can't
haven't
even
bought one since I got the
remember.
Hallmark stuff. I reused the cards. I still have that Christmas card that I bought back in 1982.
Gives mom the same card every year.
That's
Yep.
There
cute.
you go.
Just sign the year every year.
No, it's
Oh, it
not
is.
even written in.
Not even in the envelope. Here's your card. Thank you. Give it back.
That's funny. Here you go. All right, you had your time.
Yeah. While on the other end, I have all of those cards from when Nana could not stop buying cards. Like,
Oh,
how
yeah.
many times did you bring that up while I was growing up? Like,
Also,
woman, what are you
why do
doing?
you keep them?
Why do I
All of
keep them?
them.
Well,
Could you just
I
keep
actually
like
went through
a
that.
couple, like maybe 1 or 2?
No, I keep them because they're blank. I don't keep the ones that are written in anymore. And I send them out.
Mm,
Those are
Yeah.
the blank ones that I send out for like happy holidays, birthday,
I don't keep cards at
the
all.
number of touches that I have to do
Don't
in
touch. Why are
order
you
to
touching
make
me? Stop
somebody
touching
think
me.
about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see what Abby made us?
Oh, yeah, I have to.
And what?
Abby made us.
Abby and
Oh,
Roro.
cool.
Since I have a
So
ship tattoo and she
the
has the
pirate ship.
lighthouse tattoo. This was our anniversary present this year from the kids.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah, they did really well.
I mean, brown, red flag, blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baba pointed it out. She was like, okay, Zainab, this is where this color. And Abby's like, I got it.
And I got a little flurry.
Who's about to pass Patrick Waugh on Saturday
Oh,
when
heck
he
yeah.
wins
I
a game.
know. I'm so
If he ever wins a
excited.
game.
Like, how many times is this guy gonna cry this year? It's just gonna be like, thank you, you love me.
He's got great teeth. That's all I know. Great teeth.
He does. He's such a good person. Is he gonna get traded to the Penguins so he can retire as a Penguin already? What?
He'll sign a 1-day contract with them when it's all over.
That'd be awesome.
Because the Wild. Oh, did you see that game?
Whew.
Was it last night?
No. Was it last night?
The 7-2.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, that was.
Oh.
I thought it was
The
great. I mean, I
rookie
got
goalie,
37
it was
points
not
from
good.
Marner, so
No.
2 goals, 2 assists from
What?
Marner.
But he's not in Dallas. That was
No,
last
that was
night.
Dallas. No, it
The
was
night before.
Toronto that was the Wild, wasn't it? No, it was Dallas.
Yeah, it was Dallas.
Last night.
Who did Toronto just destroy?
There.
You want to come in?
Hi.
He can see you, so you can
Yeah,
say
I
hi.
can see you. Hi, baby girl.
Ooh, a new guest star. Who are you? What's your name?
Mozzarella.
What's your name? He's being silly. You can talk.
Hi.
He can hear you. You can talk to him.
Ah. Oh, you look adorable.
What are you wearing?
Yeah.
Sheriff Kelly.
He's wearing Sheriff Cali.
Oh, sure. Sure. I knew that.
Yeah.
You're the long arm of the law.
You sheriff?
Yeah.
Where's your deputy?
Oh,
Oh, here he comes.
deputy's over
I
there.
like your dress.
Scoot over.
Come here, cutie.
That's deputy.
Here's her deputy. Here's her deputy.
Ah, deputy dog. Hey, buddy.
Deputy, deputy, is bird.
Oh, it's Bird. Of course.
Deputy's a
I knew
bird.
that. I knew that too. Can you hear me?
Right here, into this. Say hi,
Oh.
Pop.
Hi, Roro. You're cute.
How you feeling? Your tummy feel better? Your tummy feel better?
There she
Yeah.
is.
No?
Put yours back on. Now you're gonna choke him.
Oh,
Okay.
silly daddy. Is Pop funny?
Yeah, looks aren't everything. Yeah. I don't know what to say. And there's a boo boo.
Oh, the boo boo. Hi, boo boos. Hey, you boo boos.
Just a boo-boo. He
Yeah,
doesn't
it's a
have
boo-boo.
anything on right now.
No.
He has a onesie on. But
Yeah, he has a onesie on. Yeah, you can do that.
yeah.
Can he say mozzarella though?
He's actually he's still a baby, so he's just
Oh yeah, he's still a baby.
Can
Exactly.
you say mozzarella?
Mozzarella.
He likes his cheese.
I
You
like
say-
the cheese
You
too.
say cheese to the camera?
Cheese. I like your hair.
Say cheese.
Hi, Papa. Hi, Papa.
Pop says
Oh,
he likes your
hi,
cheese.
Abby. How are you?
Great.
God. That's good.
Pop says he likes your hair.
I like your hair.
You say
I had hair like that once.
You
Long
like
time.
my hair?
Oh yeah, of course. I always like your
Mine-
hair.
Mine is
It's like Boo Boo's hair too.
a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Get a big head, dude.
And Roro, I won't ask you ever to repeat anything, okay? So you can like me more.
Say sister.
That there, I know. I have one of those.
Yes.
Really?
What?
Yes.
Okay.
But
You can say yes.
Russell wants
Usually. Hey, what happened?
What are you saying, Abby? What you got?
He just started screaming.
Boo Boo.
wait.
It's okay. He can be in a bad mood.
Hold on. Oh, what's up? I couldn't hear you.
There you go. Looking cute.
I have no idea what happened to Boo Boo. Did you punch Boo Boo with your toe? Did you
Nope.
step on his feet?
Nope.
I don't know what happened.
Nope.
He cried.
Well,
Yeah.
excuse you.
So
He cried by
Boo-Boo?
himself.
Boo Boo. Where's Mama?
Who's your boo boo?
Where's Mama?
Oh, mom. Oh, mom. Yeah, not your mom. My mom's at home.
Shut up.
My mom's at home. I'm at work.
Say, where's Papa? You can't hear him.
You can't hear me?
Come on.
Can you hear me?
Hold on, baby. Look at me.
My mom's at home.
Oh.
I'm working, so I can talk to you.
Where are you?
I'm in my office in Irvine, not Irving, but Irvine.
Can you hear?
What's your office name?
Von Carmen something center.
One Carmen something center.
What?
Yeah.
What's your name, Papa? Center?
What's your name, Papa?
What's my name? I'd be Pop Pop. I get to be Pop Pop today.
Is that Papa?
Yeah.
Do you love
Yeah.
Papa? Is he your favorite Papa? Is he your favorite Papa?
Sure, today.
You're his only Papa.
No.
Oh, thank you.
Daddy?
Yes. Are you done?
No,
No, you just need your back on. You want this?
I want that one.
No.
It
This
doesn't
one's shorter.
reach.
It doesn't reach you. Here, bro.
They're both the same.
Is that better? That fit better?
Yeah. Yep.
So, what's your name, Papa?
My name is Pop Pop.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round
And eat
and
mozzarella.
You
round.
gotta stop
Mozzarella.
running. I got you. You're not gonna fall.
No. Is that
Now,
better?
this is part of the dress.
Yes.
Yep,
That's a heck of an outfit you got there.
Let's sit down. Let's sit back down. Thank you.
And this, I have a skirt on too. On your
Yeah.
You to go blow pop-up kisses? You gonna blow pop-up kisses? He sat as soon as she sat down with the head, she said mozzarella, and she was like,
Mozzarella.
her like,
No!
stop playing with that, buddy.
What's a squirrel say? Yes, of course, ribbit. Ribbit. All squirrels say ribbit.
Squirrel. What's a squirrel
squirrel
say?
say?
No,
Ribbit.
that's a frog, you goober. No.
Can you hear him?
Can
Roro,
I can hear him.
Pop-up?
Yeah, you can hear me? Okay. Oh, my name is Mookie. Can you say Mookie? Mookie? Say Mookie.
He's telling you don't hear him?
I can't talk with the headphones on. I can't.
You can hear him if you stop messing with stuff.
You don't like him? Okay.
Messes up my hair.
Huh?
Look at
Yeah, it messes
look at
up
this
Roro's hair.
forehead.
Oh.
747 on this thing.
No kidding.
Stop
That's a
touching
five
the
head.
headset,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, it's a whole hand head.
That's a 5 head, yeah.
It's
your
not a
eyes.
full head.
You're
It's
so
a
funny.
big head.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have a big, huge head.
No, yes I do.
No, you don't.
No, you have a small head, honey.
You have mommy's head. She got a big head.
Big head.
You do. You have a big
do.
head.
I know. I know. You know who else has a big head?
In the skirt.
Yeah.
Boo Boo has a big head. Are you going down?
And
Is it cold outside?
no.
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 No,
No.
no.
We never go outside.
Oh no, we
You
never
do
ever.
to go outside. It's just very wet and cold. But
Yeah, that's what I asked you if it was
I
cold
love
out.
you, Papa.
I love you too, Abby.
Mm.
Yeah, you little mozzarella.
No.
Oh,
Do I
yeah.
know?
No.
who? Who? He'll do this for a while. Who? Who? Oh, an owl.
Okay.
What'd you say? What? Sorry, what did you say, Ruru?
Oh, oh,
An owl?
Wow.
oh, yes.
You don't have to
Oh,
yell into the microphone. He can hear you just fine. You don't have to yell at it, okay? You can just talk to it. Your voice is too squeaky. It doesn't pick it up. You have to talk. Say to Papa. Papa.
Hey, Papa.
oh, brother. Hi, Abby. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I love you too, Roro.
Okay. Mommy wants to ask that pop up a couple more questions. Can you guys give us another some time, okay? Can I have my chair back, please?
Don't get. Don't get. Go ahead. Go out for a couple more minutes, okay? We'll be out in a minute.
The other one left? Yeah.
There's Adobe.
Oh.
Adobe's gonna be the model now.
He is. He's our model.
Yep.
He's our model dog.
Perfectly placed between the chairs. He knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah. So your sign behind you says home loans made simple.
So much for that.
Sorry. Good timing, Duffy. Good timing.
Your sign says home loans made simple.
Yes.
How is your company making home loans made simple?
Uh, my goodness, that's a good question. How are we doing it? We just honestly, we just do it. We have a real true machine built inside of our of the company that the flow, the process flow from beginning to end. As long as the loan officer does their job up front, then it's really simple because we get all the bad stuff, all the tough stuff, all the painful stuff out of the way real fast, and then just from here to there to there to there, and it just closes. And that's the idea. Most of my closings right now are taking 2 to 3 weeks at the most.
Okay.
Going,
2 to 3 weeks. Wow. That's
yeah.
not very long.
No.
We simply didn't lay off a bunch of people when the market got bad. So we wanted to keep our team, keep the people, the good people we have, and
They just kept moving and
it just works. Yeah, I don't question.
hey, the quicker the house goes through, the quicker everybody gets paid.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The happier everybody, and less that can go wrong. That's the other thing.
Yeah, true.
You have a
Less
90-day
time.
time period. So much can go wrong. People
Oh
lose
my
jobs.
God.
People buy cars.
Lose interest.
People lose money. Yeah.
Change their mind.
People get divorced.
Yes.
Um. So since you've gone through transitions where you went from different companies, what has stuck with you with cross country that you would tie into more than you were with the other ones?
Uh, well, banks are just painful to deal with. I lived live that life. And I always say I was with a certain bank for 3 years, and it was the longest 10 years of my life because it sure felt that way. The bureaucracy of banks, and not the way I do business. The company is owned and run by one dude. His name is Ron. He's out of Cleveland. He's a great guy, and he treats everybody with respect. And all he wants to do is just do more loans each and every time. I didn't know who CrossCountry was maybe 10 minutes ago, 10 years ago, but
Oh.
they're one of the top lenders in the nation. We cover all 50 states, and they just have the right mission statement, the right view on how to do business. They treat everybody. They're very loan officer centric. I'm like the most important person there because I'm the what drives the sales side of it. So, but I have no complaints. Ron actually wants everybody to look at CrossCountry as the place they want to retire with, and that's how I look at it. Since I'm closer to retirement than most guys.
And when you go to retire, what is your plan for? Right, I know that you're not going to fully retire. What percentage of actual retirement do you plan on doing?
Ah, I always want to be there for my customers. Luckily, my customers know me and trust me and like me. They'll let me enjoy life as well. But I don't mind working, 4 or 6 hours a day if that's what it takes. But I haven't decided what kind of percentage. A a tough retirement for me would be not being able to work because I want to be able to still do what I do and enjoy conversing and working with the people that I like.
Okay.
So you don't have another interest or hobby you think you want to try after you're done with the loans? I mean, clearly you could still have those, contact clients. Are you going to take on new clients? Are you going to find something else to do?
You mean like a restaurant that you want to be the chef at?
No, see, now we're so much closer to the car restoration, so the restaurant's kind of
Oh,
like,
good.
I'll
Okay.
teach you how to smoke, but that's about it.
No, I have absolutely no desire to do anything else, and I'm always going to be taking on new clients, meaning the referrals from my past clients.
Right.
But I probably won't be out there beating down doors and making cold calls and seeing about creating different relationships. I'll keep the relationships that I've got.
Right.
And what sort of like, okay, the investing side. So, when I was growing up, we had the Vegas property. We no longer have that.
Right.
Correct.
Correct.
What about the Arizona property? Right.
That's been sold.
That's right.
Sold too soon, but sold.
Everything's sold too soon,
Should have sold the Vegas property about
right?
the
Well,
day
I
after.
mean, like, let's be
Yeah.
honest. If you held on in till today, everything,
Oh yeah.
Except the
inflation,
Vegas property.
everything is, everything could have been sold, was sold too soon.
Except the Vegas property. There's a reason for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that was not
You'll
a
tell
very
me later.
fun experience.
But I would always love to invest in more real estate, but I don't really want to become a landlord too much. So tough to say. Tough to
Yeah.
say.
Like I said, the best way to do it, if you like, hands off income. Your home is in your name. You let a property manager do it for you.
Yep.
And then yeah, it's not the full $2,000 a month, but 1,200 is better than a zero.
Passive income is the way to go. Absolutely.
You just sit back and relax.
What sort of other passive incomes do you recommend investing in other than real estate?
I'm not a licensed advisor, so I really can't see it. Yeah.
Personal experience. There we go. From
Personal
personal experience. Because we talked about the crypto and you were skeptical on crypto, while he's not skeptical on crypto, and I don't
I
understand
wouldn't say I'm
shit.
not skeptical. I bought in cheap and we haven't lost money. That's
That's
it.
good.
I bought in $30 and we're up to 45. And if I figured if I lose the $20, it's $20 that have been sitting there for years anyways.
And I just don't
If
understand
it
it.
blows up, we get a shit ton of money. So it's a $20 potential loss with a potential huge gain. That's all.
You can't go wrong with real estate. That's number one. Um, So you can also get into real estate trusts and other things like that. And of course, the big mega monster stock companies, they'll go up and down. But in the long run, I've been invested with Microsoft forever, and it's been a win. Had I invested the money that we used to buy the Arizona property with Amazon at that same time, I'd be a multi-gazillionaire. But that's the way it goes.
If I would have put that $20 into Bitcoin when I first learned about it, we'd be crazy.
But I just don't understand crypto. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You've
Too volatile
explained
for
it,
me.
but I don't get it.
It's
It's
like
not
the
real
US
money.
dollar versus the euro. And
But
it's
it's
just
not real
another form
money.
of payment. It's no much realer than numbers in your fucking bank account. That's not real money either. There's no money to back that. As a matter of fact, if you have like I don't know, each bank is different, but there's limits to how much cash you can pull up because they don't have that much cash on hand.
Well, yeah,
Because they don't have the money to back the amount that's in the loan, in the accounts. If everybody went to the bank to try and pull all their money
yeah,
out,
that's
they
how
couldn't
the
do it.
Great Depression started.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
cryptocurrency is literally no different than a bank account. It's just a number to say this is how much it's worth. So, okay, let's say this is worth 5 Bitcoin. That's ridiculous because the Bitcoin's like $20,000.
Yeah.
We'll just use a Bitcoin, just 1-to-1 ratio for the dollar. This is 5 Bitcoin. Okay, that's it. It's literally the same as saying $5. You're just using Bitcoins instead of dollars.
Okay.
But of course, there's no guarantees that money is going to be there the next day. And if you have money in the bank and it goes belly up, the government's going to cover you up to 250,000.
Yes.
Bitcoin, no regulations, it's gone.
Yeah.
But it also could go up a lot more than getting 2% on your money. So
Alrighty. So I hope that was as enjoyable as it was for you guys, as it was for us, asking those questions and getting more insight and kind of business advice. And that goes into, what did you start in January?
I started going to school to be a real estate agent like you.
Woo!
Yay!
You sound so excited.
Yeah.
I know you're not really that excited. Why are you joining me in this industry?
Because we have wants and dreams, and it's not on you to get there by yourself. I got
And
my income, but we need more.
and Sam struggles with talking with people on the spot.
Yeah, your social skills suck.
Yes, my social skills suck. So I need to get better at that, and I think talking out with this podcast is going to do that for me. Speaking of, I had an open house this weekend, and I had somebody come by that actually had some really good questions, and my brain absolutely went blank. It was annoying. But I knew the answers,
Dork.
but my brain went, I don't know any builder names. Where did those builder names go? What am I doing? Why am I standing here? Who am I talking to? It was absolutely annoying. So, yes, having him join the industry with me will be exceptionally better. We do work,
Knock on wood.
knock on wood. We
Knock
do
on
work
wood.
really well as a couple. I would say so. So we have kind of a video evidence of what our plan is going to be. What role are you going to take on as a real estate agent and yes, we're announcing it now, Ferrigno Freedom Realty Group.
Damn, we didn't even talk about shit. You just be doing shit. Oh,
What role are you going
want
to
me
be?
to be the face?
I know both of us are still the face.
So open doors while you do all the behind the house stuff, the front of the house. I don't understand your question. I just answered everything we talked about. What are you trying to get me to say, damn it?
You're going to be more of the people person.
Oh yeah, That's what I said. The fucking face, the people.
That's not the face. We are the face. Like, we're gonna go to appointments together. If it's a single male, most likely just be him.
That's sexist. You can't come with me. I don't need protection from single males. Huh?
I mean, I can if you want me to. But we did talk it over with my office, and if for any reason we do not have childcare for any which reason, who would be going on the appointments?
Me. Because you're better with the kids.
I
Physically.
I'm better with the kids only physically.
Really physically.
They get on my absolute nerves.
Oh, why?
Why?
Good
Good
night.
night.
Oh, where were we at today?
I'm not your squishy. I'm Roro. Weren't they entertaining? They were hilarious.
Yeah, sorry about the audio. They didn't really catch them that well. We're gonna do
Ru-
what we can.
Russell's voice is too high pitched for the mic to catch. It's hilarious.
At least when she screams, it wouldn't pick
Yes.
her up either.
I would hope it wouldn't catch it. I would hope
It was
not.
funny. They were having a good time,
Yes.
and they love their pop up.
Yes, they love their pop-up. And he loves them more than me.
Probably.
Yeah. And it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm his first girl. His first.
yeah, but Abby's his firstborn's firstborn. She's just doubled you. So he's duh.
Yeah, she is doubled me. Do you see the
I
attitude?
know. It's gonna kill me. Fuck.
But back to the topic that we were talking about. Yes, essentially you'll be the people person. You'll be more of the negotiator. I'll probably be the one that ends up going over the contracts because that sort of statistics and facts and sort of things.
Gotta do all the man stuff. You do
I
all the
would be doing the
paperwork.
going over the paperwork.
That's crappy paperclip. That was a joke.
Right. No, you're gonna be doing all the female shit, going out and talking with people and
Yeah.
being all pretty pad.
No.
Yes.
No.
Doing his beard,
No.
taking good care of it, getting nice haircuts.
Why are you touching me?
Because I'm touching you.
No touching me.
Why?
There's no touching. No touchy zone.
And I'll be handling more of the social media aspect, planning it, creating it. Other than videos, because that's where he comes in and does the CapCut stuff and then re-uploads it into the Google Drive, and I take that and put it onto Canva or just straight into Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook and make it look
For OTV? I'm the one that usually does all that shit for OTV. You just
Yes.
do that for your real estate.
Yes, I do that for the real estate, but once we have more of a system
Mm-hmm.
that we're actually doing things,
Uh-huh.
then I can see myself
Mhm.
doing it.
I know.
Yes. Why?
I'm just gonna try and edit a video and just fucking piece of shit. Make it work.
Dogs, go.
I don't get it.
I said that you would be the ones you would still be the one editing it. I would then take what you gave me and put it on Instagram, Canva, TikTok, all that stuff and make
But
it
why?
pretty.
I already have it all integrated. Why would I give it to you? It's already just like click a
Because
button.
you asked me for captions and shit.
Yeah, and then you send them over and I just copy and paste them. Nobody's complaining about the process.
Yeah.
Why?
Because when you make the captions, wouldn't it be easier to just take the caption and put it directly into Instagram instead of, oh, let me send this?
Hey, bitch, guess what? It's 2 steps easier for me to go copy from Discord and paste into the TikTok.
Then make a chat GPT.
No, because you do that part. I edited the whole video and I'm posting it. You can't make a fucking caption?
I typically get the
And
whole.
you do it on ChatGPT, so it's not even you doing it. You bitch. Fuck you. Shut up. Shut up.
I typically make the content prior to the content being recorded.
What?
We're doing all the research. We're scheduling it with my dad, scheduling it with my mom, scheduling making sure that we got all the supplies for the beard shit last month.
I love how I hate you.
But in other news, yes, Fergna Freedom Realty Group will be launching as soon as Nick gets his license and onboards to the brokerage.
Hopefully we can skip that.
You still have to onboard.
Why? I've been there for like a year and a half now. Consistently. They all know me.
Because you actually have to like make a KW
joking.
account.
I was joking.
Did it look like it? Did it look like he was joking? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know.
Oh shit.
Nobody invited you. Okay, good. He's not coming. Today
Today we went to an ice rink.
an ice rink, the Aerodome, and this is after we had talked with Abby, back in early December, about learning how to ice skate.
And so she can learn how to play hockey. And she said she was excited and would like to try it.
Yeah.
So we signed her up and
She keeps asking about a hockey game every day.
oh man, every day.
Every day.
We don't miss a hockey game because every day. Is there hockey on today? Is there
Is
hockey
it
on
the
today?
girls playing or the boys playing?
Well, the girl, yeah, that's relatively new in the last
Yes.
couple of weeks. But yeah, absolutely. She wants to know if the girls are playing every day.
The PWHL Professional Women's Hockey League debuted in earlier this month, January, and she absolutely loves it. She is ecstatic,
She
and
is.
I could not be any more ecstatic. Can we not? Hey. Thank you.
Anyways, we went over today for her first lesson, and she, for the first time, went out on the ice and fell down a couple of times. Oh, she didn't fall down. She just plops her ass down on the ice. Fuck you.
I know. I hate that it does
I
that.
don't know.
Is it a settings?
No, I don't know. I'd have to figure it out. I think it has to.
Well, Mark's doesn't. Mark Clark.
Mark Clark probably has like a $7,000 fucking camera. That one was 400 at most. We don't have Mark Clark money.
No. And good for him, by the way. Good for Mark Clark. He's a very good person. It's not even his real name, but
No, it's not.
it's a great stage name, and he's a great person. Absolutely love watching him. He's entertaining. Yes, Abby went to her first skate lesson today, and my anxiety was absolute wretched. Horrible.
Why?
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 Because I felt that I should have been making sure that she could skate a lot better than the way that she was.
You're annoying.
I know.
You're annoying.
I know. But that's mom guilt. But talking it out.
But that makes no sense.
How doesn't it make sense? I purposely got her skates for her 3rd birthday so I could teach her how to skate.
Mm-hmm.
She got on those skates once in the last year.
Why?
Because I couldn't do it while I was pregnant. And you couldn't help me because of your injuries.
So I'm hearing a bunch of reasons why
I
it's not
haven't
your
been
fault.
pregnant in 4 months. Why haven't I done it?
That's a good question. I don't have an answer for that part, but
Right.
you're not taking it all the way back to her 3rd birthday.
Well, this year my mantra is no more excuses. So starting tomorrow, And other than Friday, because I have a class that I have to take on Friday, I will be helping Abby with skating, with her rollerblades. I will not be getting in my skates, even though I would love to get in my skates, because I can't teach her how to skate in my skates, because child goes dead weight.
She just kicks her feet.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
she's ridiculous. They're like, okay, you got me. I'll just kick my feet
Yeah,
around.
like full trust.
The thing you know, these people never even met them. She's like, oh, you're gonna pick me up? All right, cool. Wee.
Like a doll.
A dork. She's a dork.
What were you going to say?
Remember?
Are you going to help me?
With
Helping Abby with skating?
maybe occasionally.
Okay.
Why?
Because, like, if I do put on my skates, I am going to need a second person with her helping her, and where I could show her how to do it with my feet, but I don't think I'm the best teacher. Taking from
Yeah,
somebody.
you confuse the shit out of her sometimes too.
Miss?
I don't do nothing. Give her kisses.
Yes, you're giving him kisses, yet you gave him a sty, and now he has a big bulge on his eye again. Frickin' purebreds, man. Purebreds. Loving them.
Yeah, so a shit ton of money, and then you spend a shit ton of money keeping them all healthy their lives.
Except he was only $150.
Okay, yeah, you got him cheap.
I did. I really did get him cheap.
You got
And the
him
fact
cheap.
that he is almost 9 years old.
Oh yeah, I mean Basset Hounds are like $4,000 now.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
I know.
You.
I have a very expensive hobby.
It's not a hobby. It's not a hobby. Don't you say that shit. It's not a hobby. It is a pet.
Well, if we raise our next one to be the way that you would want him to be. You think. It's the breed. I tell him it's the breed, but
You say that, and then people have well-trained hunting Basset Hounds.
they're not lovey-dovey though.
All the spoiled ones are the ones you see on TikTok. And they are lovey-dovey. Hunting dogs are lovey-dovey. They're just know when to work and know when to play. Discipline.
Okay, you go through it.
That was the plan. If I let you get one.
This is where you comment and say, Sam deserves a Basset Hound when Harvey dies. Good plan.
Probably the only way to get you out of bed.
Probably. Because when my baby dies,
Once he starts getting sick, I'm gonna have Basset Hound calls on order, like ready to go on speed dial. Okay, I need a puppy now.
but that day will come and Sam will be very sad. Very sad. But it will be okay. We'll move past. And it's just sad. At one point, Harvey and Nick were level on the amount of love that I could give them. At one point. It's not anymore. Still
It's a
relatively
dog.
close.
It's a dog. I don't understand that it's a dog.
Yes, the dog that I got in my early 20s that got me through life. Have we not seen those TikToks?
What the fuck have we been doing for the last 8 years?
Growing as a couple and making children.
Oh, wait, bigger than that.
Yes. And we're trying not to make
How
a
old was
fourth.
Harvey when I met you?
We met in 2016.
Uh-huh.
No, yeah. 12, 13, 14. He was going to be 2.
2 years. He's only got 2 years on me. He's only got 2 years on me and he's a dog.
Yes, and he went through a lot with me.
Okay, we need to go through. Okay. He's a dog.
Yes, and we've gone through more. Yes.
He's a dog. I don't get it. He's a dog.
Okay, Dobie.
Okay. I'm beside when he goes. He's still a dog.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
And I was saying that.
There's only a certain amount of comprehension. I don't know. He's a dog. He's a good dog. Unlike your bad dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get back on the topic. No, only the Basset Hound is mine.
Mm-mm.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
that one is ours.
No, that one doesn't listen to me for shit. That one's bad as shit. He fucking hit his teenagers and turned into an asshole.
Back to topic. We are here to help better rent.
Don't get dogs. I'm just kidding.
At one point, that was one of our dreams, was to have a...
Oh, no, I still want a bunch of dogs.
Well, yeah, we still
I
want a
still-
bunch of
yeah.
dogs, but we were going to rescue them and convert them into service dogs for veterans.
Well, I want to do that to cars first. Yeah, so, restoring dogs, restoring cars. It kind of is hand in hand. Same thing. Same process. You buy them used, you clean them up, you resell them. Yeah, it's the same thing, just different words.
But we wouldn't be selling them to veterans. We would be
Rehoming, selling.
Giving.
Oh my gosh. It's the same, just a different word. It's the same process. Acquire, clean, give away. Do the cars first, and then we can do dogs.
Yes. We would love for our real estate business to... What?
Hmm?
To fund
Am I pissing you off? A
OTV and all of its subcategories that we eventually want to have.
little bit.
Yes. But my original dream when I first met Nick was to have an Airbnb, not an Airbnb, oh my
Bed
god.
and breakfast.
A bed and breakfast event venue for me to host weddings and events because I was psychotic.
Uh-huh.
Was or still am. That is
Was.
for you to determine.
Was. Well, maybe I'm psychotic now.
Why are you the psychotic one?
Maybe you've made me psychotic and we're both psychotic now.
Yeah, because we're going to be working together. Because that's a smart plan.
Why is that any different?
No, I'm kidding.
Because now you can escape me. When I'm
Yes,
feeling
I can.
touchy.
Yes, I can, because I can still go to the office and you won't come because there's people there.
Have to go see people though, remember?
Yeah, you can go to Home Depot. Or go to HEB when Baba gets paid.
Yeah.
It's another thing that we ran into. Like what? 3 other veterans
Yeah, Baba got paid.
on Social Security payday.
It's like the second Wednesday of the month.
And literally surrounded by them. It's like, that's interesting. All the veterans are out. Oh, Social Security disability got paid today. That makes sense. Also made sense on why we didn't really put the dots together because we got denied Social Security disability. So,
Yeah, I'm not disabled, I guess.
nope. Just sitting here.
It's
Not
okay.
able to
It's
work.
okay. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out later.
Yes, we will figure it out. Are we going to challenge that or not?
Probably.
Okay, you have 66 days. 60
I
days.
said just
to-
say we'll figure it out later because I don't want to talk about it. Like,
Just.
I know.
I apologize for my pants. I wanted to be comfy. It's a very long day. Very long day. Been up since 5:30. So exhausted from the open house and making social media content because that is a job title that real estate agent holds as well. It's was not in my job description when I thought of it. It's very fun. It's a lot of hard work. I will say that. It's a lot of hard work. Not physically hard work, mentally hard work. Just like all my other jobs.
Don't be a husband. Need to just taxing to be a real estate husband.
Oh yeah. There'll be a couple of what's it called? Reels and videos on that. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Been making the scripts and everything. It's fun.
So excited.
So exciting.
My favorite color pink today. My favorite color pink today.
What sort of things should we be looking into for veterans, into assisting them, or what sort of information do we want to get out there? This is a new year, new start.
Yeah.
What sort of things do you wish you knew?
I think we've already hit all that shit.
I mean, we haven't talked about the schooling. We just briefly touched on it. I mean, we can talk about schooling. I think we were supposed to do that in December.
What is there to talk about? You got benefits, go use it.
There's the GI Bill. Well, not everybody knows about it. As well as...
Everybody in the military knows about the GI Bill.
Okay, we know about the GI Bill. What is it? The Hazelwood Act?
The Hazelwood Act is only for Texas veterans who went into the military from Texas and returned to Texas.
I thought you had to be a Texas citizen.
You had to depart into the Navy or whatever the damn word is.
Military?
No, not that. You go to the military from Houston.
Enlist?
It's not that either.
And it's not from Houston.
I'm using Houston as example. Stop fucking interrupting. Jesus. If you come into the military in Texas and you go back to Texas and you have a honorable discharge, and I think anything but dishonorable or other than honorable, you get the Hazelwood benefit, which is, I'm not sure how many hours, but you get more schooling.
So, in other words, we need to do an episode on the Hazelwood Act.
A whole episode on Hazelwood Act.
I mean, it's going to be a pretty short insert.
Okay.
And we can expand on schooling in the sense that who can get it, and then we can go into the military spouse education as well, because there are options for that.
And children and yeah.
Well, even into other parts of the education for military families. And there's more part of the education aspect. What other benefits are there? I know that we did touch on property taxes, which if you were a Texas resident, please make sure that you have your homestead exemption covered by February.
As any Texas resident.
And as any Texas resident.
Not just veterans.
Make sure that you have your homestead exemption filed by February. That is the latest time to have it. That way it can be covered on your taxes.
I don't know about the veterans deadlines or anything, but I'm pretty sure it's the same if you don't already have
February.
it. Yeah.
Anything that has to do involving your property taxes, make sure you have it done by February.
I think the veterans can do it at any time.
At any time, yes, but for it to be relevant following into the next property tax.
Yeah,
filing,
and then the mortgage and company and everything like that.
Is February. Yeah. Deadline is February. February.
When? Sorry, don't say.
February.
What did I ask? Why do I do that to myself?
I don't know. February.
No, don't say it again.
Yeah. We have a lot of birthdays in February. Oh my god. So many birthdays in February.
Who?
Well,
Nathan,
your brother,
Bella, Abby,
so it goes
your mom.
Nathan, my mom, Bella, Abby, Alex,
Who?
and Al. And Al.
Yeah.
But that also doesn't
Ow!
doesn't include like all the holidays that are in February. And plus Valentine's Day, but that's my mom's birthday. So we didn't celebrate Valentine's Day growing up. We celebrated mom's birthday. So we don't celebrate Valentine's Day, which that saves us
We don't celebrate
money.
Valentine's Day because I'm not paying money for
A Hallmark holiday.
a Hallmark holiday.
Coming from a
No
child of a
point.
Hallmark store employee.
It makes no, which you would have heard about earlier.
Right.
Makes no sense to me to pay for something that is made up.
And he doesn't either. So also raised Jewish, but that's another topic for another
Yeah,
day.
we'll tell you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that whole card conversation just happened too. Oh,
What other topics would be relevant? Like what's going on within the VA? Let's dive deep into the Houston VA.
Yeah, we could do like what they offer, what like kind of. I mean, obviously, besides all the medical stuff, it's a
Right.
hospital. They're gonna have most. For Houston, they have pretty much everything, and as we've experienced, if they don't have it, they send you out to the community. So, pretty sure we talked all about that already too.
Community care, yeah.
But we can do like they have
Excuse me.
events and stuff like legal counseling and those kind of things all the time. Wouldn't be bad for your newsletter either.
No.
So we can get those. I think from the website.
Yes.
I think we
And
have.
I don't think we need to go to the Ibeki anytime soon, do we?
No, I don't think so.
Do you have to? You.
Hmm?
He needs to contact his primary caregiver. Caregiver, that's me. Caretaker. Primary caretaker. But that's for a different time. Because that is not a fun topic.
You also need to contact your primary caretaker too. I know, I'm working on it. Shut up. Just call and pretend to be you. That's what I always
Mr.
do.
Mom, everybody, Mr. Mom. Okay. But let's see. We'll cover those topics going forward. So for sure we will have the Schooling the Hazelwood Act, as well as what Ibeki VA Hospital has to offer for all their veterans. And
We can hit more into schooling too, like
yeah, there's more
because you can do
details.
like trade schools and stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of people might not know that. You can use it for like welding school and shit.
Yeah, which we have a really good referral for that too. But guys, we are going to end it here. I hope you really enjoyed the conversation that we had with Tim. It was wonderful having him on. And anytime that you have any questions when it comes to mortgages, real estate, or just all around the greater Houston area, we are your experts and we'd love to assist you in any ventures that you may have. Send us an email, comment, Facebook, not Facebook. We don't have Facebook. Instagram, no. TikTok, Twitter.
Or we don't.
We
have
Twitter.
TikTok and Instagram. That's it.
TikTok and YouTube. Drop in our Discord and come chat with us. We want to know what's going on with you guys, and we'd love to be your guys' place to sit. If I do want to shout out the Unsubscribed podcast, absolutely love them. I get a lot of inspiration from them. I listen to them almost daily.
All the time.
If you are bored out of your mind, I do recommend jumping over them after this episode and listening in on them.
Woo, we can link it right. Where do we want it? Right.
Probably above my head.
Right there.
Because I was the one that brought it up. Woo. So thanks, guys, and we will see you next month. Thank you.